Joey was awakened by her alarm. Already late for work, she prepares and she was about to go. She realized her phone was off and goes back to get it, and then her brother workplace called that it was urgent. When she arrived, she was told her brother won't be able to work with him again. A confidential information was stolen and leaked to the public, and he was the prime suspect. His brother was happy about it, but Joey was a bit down on that, but she had no choice but to succumb. As she leaves her boss, Derek calls her and told her if she wasn't there before 2 p.m., he would sack her. As she was about to start the engine of her bike, it fails, and then she has run with her brother following her to board a bus. In no time, she gets to her workplace with 5 minutes remaining and hands her brother over to Big Ron, who was one of the securities of the company. She met her boss 17 seconds before 2 p.m., but her boss insisted she was going to clean some window glasses outside of the building as her punishment. She sets off for work immediately and was later accompanied by her workmate Noah Santos. On the other hand, Michael later sneaks off from Big Rom while he was distracted and goes to find Joey. Agnian Energy was also about to host an event which seems to be where Joey works and is owned by Jeffrey and Gerald Milton. The gala night event was about to start while Joey was outside of the building cleaning. Suddenly, she sees Michael and she nags him for coming into the building. While she told her boss Derek she was done, he insisted she was going to do more. Some masked men later arrived to the event, although they were acting weird, but nobody noticed anything. While Mr. Godfrey was having a speech on how there had been so much improvement in the company so far, his brother decides to go do naughty with his babe inside another room. While Mr. Godfrey was on his speech, the masked men released a gas which would make everyone unconscious except from the gas masked men. After everyone fell unconscious, they decided to go to the next step of their plan. Joey, on the other hand, saw all that was going on from the outside but couldn't do anything. Joey's brother ran for his own safety into an enclosed room. Meanwhile, the masked men gathered the company board members and the two CEO of the company to make a confession of their atrocities. The hacker then informs the other members that it would take 4 hours before everyone will be conscious. The group leader introduces himself to the board members that he is an activist of an organization known to be Earth Revolution, and their sole aim is to fight anyone who defiles their rules. He then warned that everyone has to comply so as to leave alive, and that if anyone fails to do so, he or she might die. The hacker Z then jams the network and locks the whole building, so no one is able to go in or out of the building. The terrorist group later finds out one of them was missing, which was one of the CEO, Gerald. When his brother was asked, he refused to answer, and his hand was broken before he told them where he was. They later went to pick him up from the room he was and gas masked him so he could be conscious and took him to where the others were. As Joey was seeing all this, she even got to have noticed that Noah was one of the masked men. So she tried to find a way to call from up, but no one could hear her. The masked group leader later introduces himself as Blake. He then plays a video showing how the company has been polluting the earth and uses the company to disguise, and they keep damaging the ecosystem. One of their workers who helps them in the corruption tried to uncover and expose their bad deed, but was later found dead. The news later was compromised because the company had the money to do anything. Blake tells them they will have to confess all they have been doing, after which all of them will be released. Jeffrey tried to bribe Blake with a huge sum of money, which made Noah angry, and Noah uses a bottle to choking him. But before Blake could intervene, he was already dead. Blake warned Noah they were not here to kill, but to change lives. Meanwhile, Noah men brought out straps of bomb, in which he had a different plan from Blake. Joey later finds a way to light the window fire, trying to send an SOS message to those on the ground. After Blake finds out, and he sends Joey to take care of Joey. Gerald immediately runs to one of his rooms after noticing all the men were distracted. Noah finds Joey and told her to bring herself in so as to focus on his plan. Blake later finds Gerald and tries to bring him back, but he suddenly shoots his gun on a glass. Noah later joins them and points his gun at Gerald, but Blake insisted he shouldn't be carried away, as they were close to achieving their goals. Noah then shoots Blake, and Blake's loyal men are shot too. Blake's bodies was later thrown out of the window and lands at where Joey was standing, and Joey used the opportunity to grab his gun, and Noah then shoots Gerald on his leg so he wouldn't be able to run again. Michael later shows up and meets Joey but hides immediately as he heard someone coming. The police arrived and Noah pretends to be a hostage, then tells Joey to empty her gun by shooting at people. The police then arrives with a helicopter and pointing their sniper at her and waiting for order. This situation was able to buy the terrorists some time, and Noah tells Z to transfer the company $33 million into Joey's account to make it look more obvious. The chief detective arrives at the crime scene and is briefed of the situation. Joey was investigated and later finds out that she was a former Marine but later quit after some assault. The chief assistant officer then arrived waiting for the order to be given to shoot down Joey, but the chief detective said they should hold on. They soon find out that 33 million was transferred into her account, but still, the chief detective said they need to wait for some time. Joey then slowly brings out Blake's phone. Then the crane she was on suddenly moved out of position, causing the body to fall off, but she still hanged on. The detective receives a call telling her not to shoot, and she wasn't the bad person, and she also told her she should try to keep her brother safe. The detectives later saw a video of Noah as an activist where he said he was going to save the planet from bad people. Also, Blake was an activist too who was involved in so many operations, but there were no killings. She was later called and told that Blake was killed by Noah, which then portrayed Noah as the main terrorist. Noah was later given a watch electronics which follows his pulse, and if he dies, the whole building will explode and himself. The detective later calls Noah and tells him to release the hostages, but he refused and says they have to make their confessions before he releases them. While the detective and Noah was negotiating, he notices that some policemen were at the entrance of the building, and he tells them to go back. As they were falling back, he detonated one of the bombs in a vehicle, which killed the police officers. The chief detective is furious that the assistant went behind her to give orders and tells not to try it again. Joey later calls chief detective and informs her she wants to go in and save her brother. The police then notices a bomb dropping from up and informs Joy immediately. She then uses the skills she learned from her childhood to climb to the other side of the building, and the bomb then blows up. With the help of the sniper police, she tells them they should shoot through the window. The news later spreads out that Noah and his gang are the terrorists after the killing of the policemen. After several trials of hitting the glass, Joey gets into the building with the help of her brother. Noah was later informed that Joey has gotten into the building, and she gives them order to find her and kill her. Joey and Michael gets into a generator room and hid after they realized they were being chased. While Noah men were searching for them, Joey left his brother and catches one of them and beats him, and then she puts his face on a hot pipe. After beating up one guy, the second guy tries to shoot Joey, but Michael uses his hammer to hit him on the head. The hits really wasn't that effective, and as he tries to beat Michael, Joey picks up a gun and shoots the first guy and the second guy. As they were about to leave, Joey is stopped at gunpoint and couldn't move. She then shoots a gas pipe which burst into the third person's face. She then comes out screaming but was able to fight Joey till Michael threw a bomb which blows off the third person. Z is now ready to display the video to the world, and she finds out the intention of Noah as plans to commit suicide. She immediately uses her seats to distract one of her mates, but she is chased and shot at the back. As he was about to kill her off, Joey shoots and kills him. Joey and Michael made it to the control room, and Joey requests he takes down a video, which he did. She then calls Michael. She is brought in the video and is with a USB, which made Noah very angry and mobilized some men to follow him to go find Joey. Joey immediately calls the chief detective and informs her that she needs to bring her men in and also save her brother. As she is now alone, she calls Noah and gives him her location, which Noah immediately comes after her. The detectives informed all police officers not to kill Noah, that he was needed alive, else the bomb will blow the whole building. As Noah and his men arrived, Joey used a waterproof to try to suffocate one of Noah's men, but later killed him by strangling him to death. The police later arrived to where the hostages were kept and shot the person who was in charge of them. Joey later saw the second of Noah's men and slashed him with an axe. Joey later sees Noah sitting down, so when she was about to hit him, Noah drew one of the trap he did, and it hit Joey. So they both got into an intense brawl fight. Joey can't kill because if he dies, the whole building would collapse. So Noah tries to kill himself, but Joey prevents that and kicked him, and he was at the brink of falling of the building. Joey shows Noah the device on her hand, and it was over. The detective met with Joey and asked for the drive, but she said she was never with it, and then she asks if she could keep the 33 million. The detective then told her she has to return it. Few days later, the news of the Agnian corruption is spread across the internet. Joey and her brother Michael goes on a vacation. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.